Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my completed January 2026 flip through for you. So it's the first 31 days of 2026 in my hobonichi. So let's just get right into it. Here is the little title page that I made in my setup. My first section that I have here is my tracker. I definitely lost count some of these days, so I'm gonna try to keep a closer eye on it in February. These are like just always really hard for me to remember. A lot of these, like what's easy to remember is like, did I go to ballet and did I get 10K steps, because I can check those things, but like everything else I'm always kind of like, I'm not sure. So this is the current state of it. Definitely missing some info in here somewhere, but this is what it looks like now. This is just like my test version of it, basically, like, and when I picked out the colors before January started. So this is it. I added no dairy because I do want to try to keep track of that. And as you can see, the only one I have recorded is one day, so we'll see how that unfolds next month, but this is how it looks. And then here is the first day of January. So every year I do like a little in list. It's just kind of like random things that I'm like, they're in this year. And then I had like these really big stickers that I got when I was in Korea that I knew I wanted to like put somewhere in my journal together because I really like these colors, but I wasn't sure where, but I really like just how they look at the front, and it was like the perfect width because this is all one sticker, this one, so it was pretty big. I feel like the very first page of the journal really sets the tone for the year, so I'm glad that I liked this one. These first few pages I've gone into like extreme detail in my weekly video I made last week, so I won't go too into depth here, but this was the first weekend of the year. We celebrated my friend's birthday in Philly. We were there Friday to Sunday. Then we had the Heated Rivalry marathon. These are just some of like the Ratatouille inspired stickers that I bought at an artist fair, I think back in July, that we had in New York. The Sunny Day Art Market, I think is the name of it. And these are the last ones that I covered in the weekly video. So I just have like this washi tape that I really like that looks like, reminds me of a quilt. And my roommate brought this sticker back for me while she was out that day. So yeah, those are the first few days. And if you want to see me journal these days, those are all in that other video. So I went through the process of a pretty in-depth interview, a job interview this month. So whenever you see these post-it notes, I'm just covering up details that would not be right to share. I sign like a lot of NDAs when I take interviews just because of like the nature of my job, so I can't really say anything. But it was like a multi-stage interview, and so that's why there's going to be quite a few post-it notes scattered around here, but otherwise these stickers are also, I believe, from the Sunny Day Market, and they're by Sug Studio, and I think I used a few of these on another spread. I really like these designs. Like, it was kind of like a it's almost like a burnout like at work sticker sheet. This is the sticker sheet itself, so you can see it's all kind of like themed. Like, there's like a little Zoom call happening, and like he's on the toilet on the laptop, a lot of email stuff, so very topical. There's definitely a few more of those stickers scattered throughout this month. Okay, so this weekend was my friend's birthday. We went out to Brooklyn. On the 10th, we went to a party at his apartment, and then on the 11th, we met him at dinner. We went to this restaurant called Super Pollo, and while we were there, a couple literally got engaged in the next room over. And my friend was like, ugh, I can't believe they're taking away attention from me on my birthday. We all watched them through the window into like the private room, and then afterwards the guy turned and gave us a thumbs up, which was so funny. I've never really seen a proposal in real life. Come to think of it, I helped one proposal happen while I was working at Disney World a very long time ago, but I don't think I've ever seen another proposal. So that was kind of fun. And also this morning I went with my roommate to pick up like a big order of baked goods, and so this is like, they put it on the box, so I put that in there. And I'm always looking for an excuse to use some of my big cake stickers, so I was happy to use that. And these stickers are like fried chicken stickers that I got also in Korea. Also was great to use those in this spread. These stickers over here are from the Antiquarian sticker book. I use those a lot. They're just kind of like nice old-fashioned designs. Like I think it's something about it where it's like they can't be copyrighted because they're so old. Like they're all kind of like Victorian old sticker designs. So I like these two together. Then on this day we have another interview stuff here. I had like a big panel interview on this day, so this is all just about that. I was so frazzled that I almost spelled interview wrong, so it's just how it goes. I think the only non-interview thing in this entry is that I picked out our lightning lane selections because my boyfriend and I went to Disney later on in this month, and so like this was the day where it became available for us to like pick out what we wanted to use our fast passes on, so that's what I did at 7 a.m. on the 13th. Also on the night of the 13th, I saw the newest Avatar movie with my roommate, but I just put it on this day. I really liked it. Thinking about it now, I feel like I can't remember a lot of specific details about it just because all those movies are so long, but we always see it in IMAX, so it's always this beautiful sight to see, and the theater is really crowded, and the screen is gigantic, so it's just like really nice to look at. Although the only option to see this was in 3D. Like if I wanted to see it in IMAX, it had to be in 3D, and I wear glasses when I go to the movie theater, so like the entire movie I was kind of struggling with like trying to have my glasses on and trying to wear the 3D glasses, because you can't not wear the 3D glasses because the whole screen will be out of focus. But then if I don't wear my glasses, then the screen will be out of focus. So I literally was trying to figure out a way. I think I ended up wearing my normal glasses like on my head and then the 3D glasses over my hood of my sweatshirt that I put on. But oh my gosh, it was giving me like such a headache. We need to invent something to deal with that. Like AMC needs to make a glasses version of the 3D glasses, because I actually don't like seeing movies in 3D. I just think that like the novelty of it isn't really there for me. Even though this was like beautiful to watch, I think that I would have enjoyed it the same, if not more, without 3D, because I wouldn't have to be like fiddling with the glasses the whole time. The next day, I flew down to see my boyfriend in Florida. He lives there in the winter for work, and I believe these stickers are also Sug Studio. Yeah, you can kind of tell it's the same, oh, I can't pick this up. Yeah, you can kind of tell it's the same little guy. I actually, when I spoke to this girl at her booth, I think this guy's name is Sug, or like she has another name for him, but anyway. Her stuff is super cute. She is going to be at the Stationery Fest in the summer, so I will definitely be purchasing more of these sticker sheets because these are like perfect for journal spreads. So I dropped them in there, those little guys. My flight got super delayed, which was a bummer. Basically like it took really long for us to board. So like we all got on the plane on time, but then like people just wouldn't sit down for some reason, and the flight attendants were getting really upset, which I've never seen before. Like they were so visibly frustrated with everybody. And then I think we lost our spot in line to take off, and so that pushed our departure back even more. And then we were flying into the Palm Beach International Airport, which gets a lot of like weekend traffic and like private plane traffic. So as we were flying in, I noticed we started to like circle and go over the water, and I had Wi-Fi, and my mom was texting me being like, what's going on? Why are you flying away from the airport? I'm like, I don't know. And they circled us for so long because it turns out there was a lot of private plane traffic, that we ran out of fuel and we had to land at Fort Lauderdale. So then I was getting in like 3 hours late, and I was at Fort Lauderdale, which was so not where I needed to be. So I took an Uber halfway up to like Boca, and my boyfriend met me down there, and then we had to drive the rest of the night up to get to Orlando to go to Disney the next day. And I was so bummed because there is this like Irish pub themed restaurant in Disney Springs that has gluten-free fish and chips, which have been like my white whale recently. Like I really want to try them. So yeah, I didn't get to have them. So we'll see. Maybe next time I'll get to go. But yeah, that was a bummer. But we still made it to the hotel and like got a full night's rest, which was good. Okay, this was my birthday at Magic Kingdom. This is actually my boyfriend's idea. He hasn't been to Disney since he was a kid. I worked there. I did the Disney College program in 2019, so I have much more history with the park. So he wanted to go, and I was like, of course I would love to go. I haven't been back since I stopped working there. Only had the one day, so I was like, let's just do Magic. I worked at Epcot, but I was thinking for his first time back since he was probably like 6, it would be best to take him to Magic Kingdom. It was really nice. It was pretty cold, surprisingly cold. Like, I never wore a jacket and scarf while I worked there. Kind of surreal to see people in like winter jackets. The first thing that we did when we went in, we went on Jungle Cruise, which is kind of like an interesting first ride. And then we went to the Beak and Barrel, which is like kind of a new lounge or bar area in Magic Kingdom.
They put us in the corner because I have allergies. We're in the shame corner. I feel like I should be wearing a dunce cap right now.
Are you kidding me?
Look at this.
You kidding me?
We are in the side. We're in the corner of the side room.
Shame corner. Gluten-free corner. If you look, we have an amazing view though. But hey, I'm gonna down these drinks. I'm gonna guzzle these drinks down.
We have 45 minutes to drink 2 drinks, and I've heard that it's really strong.
All right, Cruz, who's ready to go? What are we having? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's strong. This is what's going through my mind right
That
now.
actually is what you are like. Oh, they like these plates. Cute. Blue ass drink. This one is the one that. This is the one that tastes like the ride, right?
Tastes like the ride.
Okay, let's do a taste. Do a taste test. Ian
That's a
hasn't,
Tahine rim.
Ian hasn't been on the ride yet, so I don't even know what it tastes like. Ooh.
Oh god.
Go ahead.
Weird. That's a spicy tahini.
No?
Try it. It tastes. I'm gonna tell you right now. It kind of tastes like sweat.
Shut up. Is it really?
Tried the tahini rim. That's the spiciest rim I've ever had in my life.
Whatever. Thank you.
Dude. And you know what? It does taste like the ride.
I've never been on the ride.
We're going on later today.
The very next thing that we did after we got out of Beak and Barrel was I took him on Splash Mountain, which is now Tiana's, because he went on Splash Mountain as a kid and he was so terrified of it. Like, that's the only thing he remembers from the park, was being scared of Splash Mountain. And ever since he went on that ride, he's been scared of like roller coasters or rides in general. Not even like specifically log flumes. Like, he's scared of any ride with a drop. So I took him on right after he had like those 2 drinks to kind of like help his courage. Ian's nervous. Why are you nervous?
The reason I'm afraid of roller coasters is because of this very ride. Scarring as a child.
Splash Mountain. But now it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Doesn't it make you feel better?
That doesn't mean it's nicer in any way, shape, or form.
I was trying to tell him the drop isn't scary anymore. They're so nice to you about the drop now.
Yeah, they flattened it out. I hope they did.
They did flatten it out.
Yeah, I know. I saw it looks the exact same. Look at this, right here. Right here. This is why I'm scared of roller coasters.
50-foot plunge.
Stop!
It's okay. Ready?
You're gonna laugh when you see that video. You're gonna laugh so much. Alright, that wasn't that bad.
Do you feel okay?
Yeah, I feel okay.
I think it kind of like relaxed him for the rest of the day. And so we got to go on Space Mountain. We actually got to go on twice because the wait was so short. We got to go on Tron, everything. Like, we literally hit everything. And the very last lightning lane that we had was for Seven Dwarves, so we actually had time to like leave the park for a bit and go to the Polynesian and have like a drink and some food. And then we went back in to do the Seven Dwarfs, and then we saw the fireworks. So that was such a great day. He's already said that he wants to go back and he wants to do Epcot, so that's hopefully on the horizon. Yeah, I really liked this spread. I feel like I was putting this together and I was kind of like misremembering. I was like, oh, my birthday spreads like always look really good. Like, I always put a lot of effort into my birthday spreads, but then I actually went and looked at my birthday spread from like the last few years, and I don't like them nearly as much as I like this one. Like, okay, for example, this is 2023. What is happening here? This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. Like, what was I saying? Here is 2 years ago. Like, look at this. So much better. So, yeah, I thought that was funny how much I misremembered my journaling capabilities. But very happy with how the spread turned out. I just printed everything off of my computer. And my printer held up surprisingly well for being as old as it is. So, yeah, can't complain. These were just a few more days that I was down there visiting him. He would work in the morning up until like 1 to 3 p.m. and then we'd hang out the rest of the day. So I got my nails done. Now they're kind of grown out because it's been a while, but that was nice. And we would just go out to like dinner a lot. And then the day that he fully had off was the 19th. And we went to this like drive-through safari thing, which was really way more involved than I thought it was. And it was like such a big area. And there are so many animals just like kind of free roaming around. A lot of deer, definitely a lot of like antelope, gazelle, deer types, but we also got to see giraffes and lions, and they have the chimpanzees on this like island surrounded by a moat, so they're not even like fully separated from you. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary to see them, and you listen to like this audio track as you drive through the park, and they're like, oh, the chimpanzees are surrounded by a moat for their safety and yours. I'm like, definitely mostly for our safety. That was a nice way to spend the off day. And then we went to this nice restaurant at the end of the day, had some really great appetizers that we already want to go to the next time I'm down there. So very fun. So on this day, I flew back from Florida and I watched Bridge to Terabithia on the plane just because I swiped onto like the movie options and this was on the first page and I was like, oh, I used to love this movie. Like, I'll watch this movie. When I was a kid, I said this in the entry, I was obsessed with the DVD commentary that these two actually did with the director, just because like I was so obsessed with like actors and movie making and that kind of stuff when I was a kid. So whenever there were like kids in movies who did like the DVD commentary, I always listened to it because I had so many of those DVDs. And it kind of helps the movie not be as sad when I watch it because like I still remember the commentary. It's not as stressful a viewing experience because I remember like all the behind the scenes stuff that they talked about. And then I just did kind of like a sticker bomb around it. Same for this day. Like, this was just the day after I got back. Nothing of note happened. I didn't go to class. Like, I just did work and that was it. So just had some like random stickers on here. Yeah, nothing in particular to write home about there. So on the 22nd, I finished the rough cut of the short film that I'm working on, one of them, which was such a relief because it's so hard to like visualize the project or the movie before you finish the rough cut. And every time that I start editing a new short, I'm always like, oh God, like I'm so bad at this. This is never gonna get done. I just can't do it. I've lost the ability. And then the rough cut gets finished and I'm like, oh, okay, like now it makes sense. So I finished the rough cut this day. Every time I'm like finishing a rough cut, I'm always up until like 1 a.m. somehow, no matter what time I start to work that day. So that's what happened this time. Little Sug Studio stickers coming in handy here as always. But yeah, that was such a relief because now I can just focus on polishing this rough cut and then also putting together the rough cut for the other short that I'm working on. It'll be easier to have them at different points, like in their editing process, you know? Another block here for another interview ramble, but I watched Begonia with my roommate because we wanted to start like making our way through the best picture noms. I kind of wished I was able to catch this in theaters. I think that there were a lot of moments that were really funny. It just like would have been funnier and more entertaining in a big theater, but just me and my roommate home alone, we were just really distraught and disturbed by a lot of the movie, which is also the point of like a decent amount of it. But I really liked it. I had a feeling about the twist at the ending, like I was kind of hoping that's where it was going at a certain point, so I'm glad that that's what happened. But again, I wish I had seen it in theaters. And my other roommate who didn't watch this with us, she was talking about how like the ending of Begonia got spoiled for her immediately, like a month ago, which is so frustrating. I hate spoilers so much. I still remember when I got a very big character death spoiled for me in Orange is the New Black in like 2017 or whatever it was, that was at the height of it. Like, I remember that moment so vividly, so I try to avoid like all conversation about any movies or TV shows or books that I'm reading or watching. Like, I don't want to know anything because I know that I'll see a spoiler. I chose an alternate poster for this just because I didn't like the one of her big head covered in honey or whatever that was. I was like, let me choose an alternate poster. I do that a lot. Sometimes, like, I think I did it with Avatar, I believe. Yeah, this is an alternate poster as well. It's like for a specific theater somewhere in Europe, I think, that I took this poster from. But yeah, I'm always using alternate posters just because I hate like especially for like Avatar, I hate the floating head poster that always exists. This is another sticker from my antiquarian sticker book, and I tried to kind of match the washi tape to her dress here. I really like the way that this looks, and I love doing borders when I have just kind of like less to write about. And sometimes I feel like when I do this, my handwriting gets like a little bit neater. You can see in comparison like over here where I'm just kind of like free form or whatever. I like the look of this a lot. I like the narrow shapes that I have. And then this is the day that the Taipei skyscraper climb got like pushed back to, so one of my roommates watched Alex climb, but me and my other roommate, we literally couldn't do it. I had to go sit in my room after watching about the first 2 minutes. Like, the second that he climbed high enough where a fall was like potentially fatal, I couldn't watch it. I had a lot of thoughts about the skyscraper climb, and honestly, most of them were not positive. I had a moral quandary about the whole event. I can't even get into that. Like, that's just like such a complicated matter, but that was that day. I'm glad that he's safe. And the next day we got a ton of snow. It was a big snow day. I had an editing session for the film that I finished the rough cut for, but it went on for so long because I was having hard drive issues. There's always a hard drive issue when you're on a Zoom call with somebody else trying to edit, so that was great. But we got a lot of work done, and the cut is just really chugging along, so that's good. And I used some of these like Christmas themed stickers that I got in Korea. Okay, I had to let the light in a little bit, so sorry for the lighting change. It was so cold after the snow for the next few days, and the roads were blocked, everything was icy, it was piling up everywhere, so I was completely inside on this Monday. I think we still didn't get as much as we were expecting, but it was still a decent amount. What, like, yeah, 10 inches of snow in Central Park. I've had this Tamagotchi sticker for probably about 4 or 5 years. I was gonna use it on like a laptop case or something, and I don't think I ever did, and it's just been sitting in my desk, and I just wanted like a big sticker to put in the middle of the spread and have like one section here and one section here, so that was just like what I ended up with, so I'm glad that I finally used it. Literally, I have so many Tamagotchi stickers, and I don't even own a Tamagotchi. I did as a kid, but not anymore. I had like a stress dream this night about the job and that I wasn't gonna get it, so that ended up being pretentious a little bit. And then I also had a dream that I had a pet dragon, so that was great. That's what I journal about when truly nothing happens in my day. I just talk with my coworkers a bit like about how our job searches are going. Everyone's kind of like looking for stuff right now. So then this day everything had cleared up enough for me to go to ballet. I made the trek over, and I feel like I had a pretty good day. I always feel like a bit better at the end of beginner classes, the level 3 classes, because we do a lot of like intensive and like energetic across the floor. Like, it just feels more like dancing. So sometimes like I feel like after the end of those classes, I feel like I've really like accomplished something, because I'll be able to like pick up a difficult combo or like a really big jump or something. So I love going to my level 3 classes. Because the air is like so cold, I was starting to get like congested, so I literally put a jar of water out on my radiator this day. That didn't really work because I have one of those like boxes that covers the radiator, so it's not like as effective as if I could put it right on it or right in front of it. I could just like feel myself not really getting sick, but just getting congested, kind of sniffly, because then the next day I truly felt just like sick all of a sudden. By this day, it almost felt like a full-blown cold. I still went to class, and then like halfway through class, I just started to feel like really weird. I had been totally fine in the morning, even waking up in my really dry room, and then all of a sudden, like 45 minutes into class, I was like, God, like why do I feel so tired? When you're moving, like you kind of like loosen up and you can breathe a bit easier, but then like the second I left class, I felt so bad. So I actually stayed home the next day from ballet because I was just like, I'm feeling kind of beat, like, and I wasn't getting like really restful sleep because of it either. I got these penguin stickers out of like a grab bag that I got at a store in Korea. They were super cute. I had another interview ramble thing right here that I can't show. And then I was listening to this song from the musical Shucked like all day this day because I'm thinking about like using it as an audition song in quite a while, like not anytime soon, but I was just listening to it, trying to like see if it's in my range or not. Great show. I saw that show when it was on Broadway 3 years ago now, I guess, like 2.5 years ago, summer of 23, and it was a really good show. I'm surprised it didn't run for longer. Very fun, but it's touring, I think, still. So anyway, little Shucked tangent. Good show, cute show. And then this day Bridgerton came out, the first half of season 4. My roommates and I, we were kind of not sold on Benedict at first, but now I feel like we like him a lot more after watching this first half. And the actress playing Sophie's really great, so like no matter what, like I think I would like the season because she's great to watch, but he's like really growing on me. I think it's just that like his subplots in the past seasons have been so ridiculous. Like he spent all of like season 3 basically wanting to have a threesome. So like that's all I knew about him, is that like he wanted to be an artist and that he had threesomes at like his artist club. But I like him. And I think that this is a really cool like spin on Cinderella. I was saying to my roommates, like we were talking about whether we would like it more or not if Sophie was actually lower class, like because her whole thing is that she actually was born to a nobleman. So it makes it a little bit easier, I think, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like presumably it's going to be a bit easier for them to work it out because she was born to a nobleman. And then if she was actually truly a maid, that would be like tougher to reconcile with. And so I thought that maybe at first I was like, that's the more interesting route to take. Why didn't they do that? But I'm kind of realizing now that like if she truly was just a maid, there would be no hope for them. And also I think that this relationship would feel even more imbalanced than it already does. Like I think that the power dynamic would be like not in her control if she was truly lower class or truly a maid, if she hadn't grown up at least with a noble father and like part of that world before being forced back from it. It would feel like she was being more pressured, I think, if she was truly a maid. This is such a weird tangent, but anyway, really liking it. I'm excited for the second half. And then my last double page spread of January was for my birthday party. So even though my actual birthday is 2 weeks before this, the weekend prior, both of my roommates were going to be out of town, so we pushed it back really late to the 31st. It's the latest I've ever had my birthday party. It was really fun. We decorated the living room all cute. I was kind of like trying to recreate something that I saw on Pinterest, and I do feel like I managed to. And I really like the look of it. The theme was like originally funeral, like a funeral for my 20s, but I feel like that vibe kind of changed with the circus like ceiling, and like all my friends when they came in, they were like, oh, it looks like a circus in here, and I was like, yeah, it's a bit more a bit more colorful than I was originally planning, but I liked the gold and red with the stars. Like I just thought it was very cute. And I had a cake from By the Way Bakery. It was so good. It was like a fudge cake. Everyone liked it even though it was GF, so that was good. But I also had like all these like charcuterie options with normal bread and crackers for the non-GF people, and we made 2 drinks. I had an Aperol Spritz, and then I had a pickle martini. It was just really nice, and it was like a small group of us, and it was a lot of my friends from college who haven't seen each other in a while, like one of my friends from high school meeting some of my college friends that like she's heard about but never met, which was cool. And then one of my roommates, like her boyfriend has been staying with us while his new apartment gets ready, so he was there. It was just a very cute group. Everyone got along really well, and I was super happy. and 2 of my friends who came from PA stayed over, so the next day we went to brunch. So yeah, it was just a really nice night. I was so happy with it. This is another situation where this is like my birthday party spread, and as I was putting it together, I was like, oh, I feel like my birthday party spreads are always good. But then I look back at my actual ones, and they're not always that good. Like, this one's okay. This was 2 years ago. But, like, still, like, what? This is so not the same vibe as this. And then I think this year, I didn't even do it. I didn't even write the spread. Like, what was I doing? Like, these are, like, stickers that someone made at the party that, like, I just put down. I never finished writing about it. All that goes to say is that I feel like I'm liking my journaling spreads more and more lately, and I like adding the stickers in and everything that I do. I'm sure maybe in 2 years I'll be like, ugh, that was so annoying that I did it like that, but right now I like it. But anyway, that was my January flip through. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe. I do a lot of journaling videos on this channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.